You know, the Bible tells us something. It says, it's no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. The life I now live, I live by the faith of the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me. Now, let's just stop there for a second, because that changes my entire walk with Yahweh when I realize what he's saying. It is no longer I who live, right? So it's Christ who lives in me, which means the life that I now live, I live by his faith, not my own faith. Now, we understand the word tells us that faith comes by hearing and hearing by the word of God. But there's a level in which you begin to submit yourself. There's a covenant intimacy that a father is longing for with sons and daughters. A place where we step into him, a place where we die, a place where he begins to rise up inside of us and we begin to expand ourselves into all of who he is. Once we begin to do that, we adapt his faith. We begin to see, perceive, receive, and walk in the measure that he's released and allocated to us. And I begin to understand a measure of power and glory that goes beyond the natural. When I shift from this side of the veil into the kingdom of heaven, and the Father begins to show me what I'm supposed to do, who I'm supposed to be, when I begin to engage and walk with the seven spirits, and I engage with the angelic, and I begin to spend time with the four living creatures and the 24 elders, and I begin to engage with the saints of old and the men in white linen, when the Father begins to open up to me the seven spirits and the 24 living letters, and I begin to understand the value that he has placed on my life, and I see the faith that I can live with, the faith that I can live by, the faith that I can live in, the faith that I can live through. Everything starts changing. When I begin to engage with faith herself, and I begin to understand that there's beings within the kingdom of heaven that's there to teach me and to elevate my understanding of who I am as a son to a new place, things change. I want to urge you today, realize that it's no longer you that live. The old have died, the new has come. The new is not a human being, the new is a spirit being. And the life you now live, you live by his faith in the Son of God, in the full measure of who he is. You are a son of the Most High God. Live it.